What's going on, gamers? So now we finally got some answer on Bungie's next game, Marathon. It releases March 2026. There's a new video. Sony's doing it the same way they're doing Helldivers or any other of their games, making it $39.99. Interesting. Though I think it should have been free to play, but we'll see what happens. Explore Marathon's dark sci-fi world and survival extraction gameplay, as told by the development team, releasing March. There's a huge video we're going to be looking at and seeing how things go. We'll talk about it as it goes along. I've always liked Bungie. Let's see what they're uh let's see what they've been able to do since then. So obviously they pushed it back like quite some time. So it says right here, purchase of Marathon will give you full access to the game, including a roadmap of free gameplay updates as the year progresses. This will include new maps, new runner shells, events, and more, starting with the exploration of UESC Marathon's Prowler Archive in Season 1. We also want to ensure you are logging in because you love the game, not from fear of missing out. So Marathon's reward passes will not expire. Okay, I mean that's not bad. And you'll be able to purchase and unlock prior passes. Finally, and most importantly, we'll believe in preserving competitive integrity in Marathon, so survival will never come down to how much money you spend. That's good. We'll share more about our plans for seasonal content, a roadmap, and details about when you'll be able to try as we get closer to launch. So obviously they need to do that. Now you got some new features here. You got proximity chat, solo queue, Rook, a runner shell used to scavenge matches in progress. The world and fantasy of Marathon, ways of doubling down on the dark, gritty, and grounded sci-fi world. We're going to be watching this video here in a second, but let's read some details. Your role in Marathon, you are a runner and you transfer your consciousness into different shells, designing with unique capabilities. Improve visual fidelity and immersion. Yeah, you better do that. You better work on that art and make it better. Dead runners drop as corpses that decay over time. Deepened environmental storytelling. Good. The role of audio. Introduction of Marathon's 4 zones. 3 surface maps. As we see right here, perimeter. Dire Marsh and Outpost. The first zone of the UESC Marathon. Cryo Archive and Endgame Challenge. So remember, these maps are not normal maps because they're designed in the way that this game is designed. So they're going to be like very interactive. Loot and customization, weapon and mods, including ways to customize your gun in unique ways, like turning the battery SMG into the Needler. Cool. Runner shell archetypes and ways to customize your playstyles. Faction and progressions. Factions and the jobs they'll ask you to do in-game, like MIDA requesting you blow up a UESC dropship. Faction upgrade trees and the capstone rewards you'll earn each season. The Codex, a collection of your achievements and narrative discoveries. Progress to earn exclusive cosmetics and lore. So you'll be able to earn that in-game, which is cool. So these are cool details to have. And going over here, we have the vision of what it's going to look like. Let's get right into this.
Players want more challenge. The whole point of an extraction shooter is that you're challenged to even survive in this world.
Okay.
We heard loud and clear from the alpha, the world didn't feel dangerous. The world didn't feel lived in.
Tau Ceti 4 to us is this place that really doesn't want you there. And that sort of survival narrative really fits really well with the kind of world that we're creating.
The world needs to feel like there is something sinister underneath the surface, even when the colors are really bright.
You should not be here.
We want to marry the classic Bungie game feel, where you are blasting
Why do you guys have to be morons with that? Like
stuff in the face and it feels amazing, with the sort of high tension of the survival genre.
If you want good loot, you have to go to places where you're taking risks, either risks from other players or risks from AI.
So we have all these tools now, Rook with Prox Chat and the way the game works and sort of how tense it is. I think all those things work together really well.
You have another Rook. Come on, stop that. No. Sorry.
Okay, so they definitely improved the visual fidelity. I mean, it definitely looks more sharper, like they're taking it more serious because they feel like the behind is on the line. We're gonna see though. I mean, I always knew Bungie had talent. So yeah, let's keep going. Somewhere in the Heavens, Chapter 1. Okay.
The Marathon ship is essentially a ship that we sent out from Earth, an Earth that was overpopulated, to explore and colonize a star far away that we call Tau Ceti. In a lot of ways, it's like the tale of humanity trying to go out into the dark void of space, find a place to colonize, and failing terribly at it.
Everyone's gone, something catastrophic happened, and it's not just their absence that's important, it's the things that they left behind.
The modern race to Tau Ceti all started when a mysterious signal.
Dude, why do you have to do the he, him? Like, I don't understand. Like, why do people act like 13-year-olds? Like, they're morons to me, man. I'm liking everything else, but just stop being an idiot.
Came through the galaxy.
The turmoil that sort of ensues gives rise to all these corporations that were invested in this Marathon project, now going, what happened? How do we recoup our investment?
And then layered on top of that is the greed and corruption of all of the different factions and corporations and revolutionary groups.
Okay.
In our version of the world, we send people out not just to discover what happened, but also to collect from the things that remain there, and those people are runners.
As a runner, you're a biocybernetic mercenary who's traded their human body for a biosynthetic one.
You're not an unkillable god slayer. You are a mercenary, a disposable mercenary. You will live, you will die.
They are not people. You are the person. You go into that shell and adopt the personality matrix that is specifically designed to help you do the thing that you need to do. And you've been hired by these factions to come to Tau Ceti to scavenge it for anything that might be of value.
As a runner, you've left your body behind. You've traveled light years so that you can have access to the ultimate payday.
With extraction shooters, it is all about survival. There are other people who want the same things that you want, and it's up to you to best them.
Okay, I mean, I have to say, at least it doesn't look like some maxed out PS4 game almost now. And not even then, like, it looks like they've definitely put some more soul into this and have doubled down and say that, hey, we really have to give it our all. I have to say, I do see improvements here. Am I really interested though? I'm not really this type of guy to get into these games now, but I've always been into anything Bungie has done. Obviously, this is not the great Bungie we knew in the Halo days, but it's still Bungie in a way. Looking like with some Sony engines. But like I said, after looking at Arc Raiders and other games, I think they definitely got the idea now. And this is before they launch in March, so it can obviously get better and better. Maybe they may be able to pull it off. It's Bungie. They do have a base. They do have a history. And I think it may be okay because it's Bungie. And if they get this down the right way, it looks unique. You know what I mean? You finally fix some of that art stuff that was obviously making people upset. But yeah, I mean, so far it doesn't look too bad. We'll see.
But there's quiet periods where you're listening for the anticipation of something. Could there be another crew in the distance? Did I just hear a gunshot? Did I hear AI just alert? And then there's the loud, bombastic action moments where the minute something is alerted, the minute you're in that fight, now it's go time. Players particularly pose a lot of danger to you. They can make a lot of decisions that you might find illogical and completely trick you into scenarios. Sometimes the best loot box is another player that you see along the run. So there's a few different ways you can play the game. So one of them is you can play in crew, both with your friends and also through crew fill, which will just match you with 2 other players. You can play solo, and you'll jump into a game with a bunch of other solo players.
In solo, I think the stakes are a bit higher, right? You have only yourself to rely on.
You still have prox chat, so you can call out to other solos, but you are playing a tense alliance game where it's really up to them whether or not they decide to honor or respect that alliance you might have created.
It's all about figuring out what's your investment, what's your stake, when to get in, when to get out, and when to kill the other guy. Being good at Marathon is like playing poker with guns.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, if you look at Arc Raiders, like, I talked to a lot of people that played it, and they say that you actually are okay sometimes if you're solo, but if they see you pulling up with a squad, it may not be the case. So let's see how that works at Marathon. But, so far, it doesn't look like a bad game. It looks like they may be able to pull it off. It's definitely more polished, big time. And they definitely, stepped it up.
One of the things we've really focused on is making sure the environments are selling the tone we want to hit with the game.
We've brought a little bit of groundedness, a little bit of grit, a little bit of darkness, a little bit of that mood that kind of is necessary for an extraction shooter to feel dangerous.
Our biggest goal has always been player immersion.
No wonder, man.
We're trying to keep everything as believable and realistic as possible.
So we cranked up all the material responses, feel accurate, feel realistic. You'll get gloss, you'll get crud and mud. And no one of those things is all that sexy, but when you layer in just a little bit more, responsive to light, a little bit more responsive to the player, things will part, water will pool. Layer in all these different things, the world becomes much more alive. It feels like a real place. And then when you're feeling like a real place and you feel in danger, now your run matters.
I look back at some of the alpha shots, and it's kind of hard to tell when it's sunny or when it's raining.
Dude, that's not going to help them. There's going to be people that are going to farm it like they're Mars. I should make a video every time I put out male, man, masculine. You know what I mean? It's like, why can't these people grow up and move past this nonsense? Like, this is what I mean. You're supposed to be leading the industry. This stuff to me is embarrassing, and it's not going to help you. Now you're going to get farmed to hell. You are. It's going to be all over the place.
Rainy, weather feels like weather now. But like when it's sunny, you get this really nice like bleaching effect. It feels bright. It feels like warm when it's sunny now. I feel like we're just celebrating that color so much more. I think it just contributes to the whole effect.
So we have dead bodies in the game now. We also have like decay on the runners themselves. Like you'll actually see them fall apart. We're actually dropping the body stays there, and the body slowly decays over time as you loot it.
So you come into a room and you see a bunch of carnage, but you see one body is still pristine, you know that their killer is probably close, and you are not safe. If everybody is just a messy goop, you're probably okay.
Audio is a huge gameplay component in Marathon. Every sound plays a function. Footsteps tell players everything. It's telling you what is the type of threat that's around you. Where are they at? Are they above you? Are they far away? Are they close by? So if I'm in bioresearch and I hear a particular material type, I know, hey, they're on the second floor and they're in this room. Our hero is the world. So we're constantly trying to figure out where can music help reinforce what is the vibe and intent of this place.
There was the discussion about the interaction between score and sound design. And I wanted to create a score that wasn't just like full of instruments you've heard before. The job was, how can I make what I'm seeing, this race to survival, even more nervous and even more terrifying or even more thrilling?
We have 4 zones, and each one of those zones has its own sort of approach to kind of level design and what it asks players to kind of think about and do.
Okay.
You're going to start with perimeter. You're kind of on the outskirts of the colony. It's a little more spread out. You got a little bit more areas to be safe and to sneak around, but it's also a little more straightforward.
It really brings this sense of scale. It sits.
You can definitely see Destiny imprint in here when you look at the way the visual design is and the way that you interact with things. It definitely has that Bungie feeling for sure.
It's like in our fantasy as expansion site for the colony on the very edges of where they had settled on Tau Ceti. UESC are also there trying to understand what has happened and secure the area. Death is a part of Marathon. It happens a lot, even on perimeter, which we talk about as a more friendly zone to new runners. You are still gonna die a lot.
Attention, unauthorized runner. You are trespassing in a military security zone.
was really important to us that the UESC were not trivial to fight.
When you face them on Tau Ceti as a runner, you are the outlaw. You are trespassing.
They have a little bit of this haunted tone. So you can see they have this floating locomotion, they get these sparks, they have these sigils over their faces. Sometimes their behavior feels almost like they're possessed a little bit, like are they taking in commands from a remote AI? The elite tier is sort of like this dark blue. The mini boss tier is more like a lilac. The boss tier is just gonna be dipped in red.
They have these tendrils that latch out and leech onto you and start sucking away at your consciousness.
You're getting into Marsh, you're starting to understand something bad happened.
Okay, I like the map design. I mean, that's cool. I like the enemy design. It doesn't seem boring. The game looks alive. Looks like there's definitely going to be some nice PvE survival interaction as also running into other players. So it's definitely going to be intense. And I don't think it has the aspect of dying once and that's pretty much it. Unless I'm wrong, somebody correct me on that. But it seems like you're going to be interacting a lot more. And dying a lot more compared to, Arc Raiders.
And here, and you're seeing signs of that in a way that wasn't apparent on Perimeter.
On Dire Marsh, we've got the anomaly, and it's this strange alien entity that has erupted up out of the ground.
You're really feeling signs that this is more of an epicenter of where things went wrong on this colony.
It's got a different style of gameplay. It's more like a central complex that is rich with overlapping areas and regions that you can find yourself kind of bleeding from one encounter to another.
It's a great map to go in when you just want some action, and you're gonna need somewhere to farm.
Each map has different weather systems, it has different dynamic events that can happen, and your approach to them is never going to be consistent.
One of the needs that the design team thought that we should have is more challenging PvE activities.
Each of our zones has these bigger events that don't happen every session, but when they do happen, you'll know they're happening.
Building these types of events into the world shake up your run and make you decide, like, what do you want to risk?
Then you get to Outpost. And Outpost is a more functional, thriving UESC facility. There's
Looks like
scan
it.
drones flying overhead. The UESC's everywhere. There's tripwires. There's a weather hazards. It's a lot of stuff you're up against from the get-go.
Outpost is a smaller map, but it's also a lot more vertical. It's built around a specific building that we call the Pinwheel.
This is just this meat grinder of a structure that's like a corkscrewed building that has nooks and crannies and hallways, and it just becomes a real cluster when you're in there fighting.
The floor is raised on Outpost and nothing is free. The Pinwheel hosts some of the best loot opportunities.
But it's noisy, players are gonna know you're doing it, so there's extra risks.
Okay, I mean, I like that at least each map has its own unique personality, and it's definitely different. It has a different way of playing the game, like he was saying. Some could be more adventurous and explorative. Some are just straight to action. They have different, environmental personalities, all that type of stuff. Okay, I mean, we're going to see what happens. I mean, I'm not excited or anything, but I'm keeping my eyes open. You guys gonna have to let me know what you think.
The character you're going to spend the most time with is the zones. Understanding each personality of every zone.
Yeah.
That's the storytelling every player gets.
Every time you're on the planet, you can look up and see the ship floating and looming in the skybox, reminding you of why this place even exists, but also reminding you that something up happened here, and you got to figure out what it was.
Okay.
Marathon has a lot of loot in it. It's a huge pie. There's a ton of different implants at every rarity. There's a ton of different runner cores for each runner.
Pirates love loot. All you Steam players. everybody loves their loot. Let's keep going.
There's over 400 weapon mods. Like, it's just an outlandish number of items to collect.
There's going to be a really interesting period of discoverability where players sort of figure out, what are the pieces that I have available to me? How do I get them? And how do I put them together into something that's awesome?
Definitely looking better, though.
You can go through and look at how many iconic weapons have come from Bungie. And it's something that we really want to hold up and make sure that we're matching that legacy.
Visually, they're all really, really distinct and clearly Marathon, but we wanted animation-wise a majority of them to feel recognizable. So when you put them in your hands, you knew how to use them.
Mods will basically allow you to increase certain stats on the guns, that battery SMG. The gold mod, full-blown, turns it into the needlet. The sidearm is a gun that is effective in close quarters, but maybe not too much outside of that. But the gold mod on this gun puts a suppressor on it, and then when I kill something with this gun, I turn invisible. And then that lends it to other build crafting if I want to sort of stack into how invisible can I be.
I like that idea in a survival extraction game. Invisible with a pistol, and it's a silencer. They can't hear you, so you may be able to go on an invisible killing spree, get the first shot off behind somebody, and maybe it may do bonus damage if you got the right mods. I could see that being definitely cool.
Even some weapon mods can improve stats and your runner shell's capabilities. So there's lots of different ways to raise the floor of your stats so that you're coming into each run strong.
Runner shells are a bioprinted body that you inhabit when you go down to Tau Ceti to scavenge the ruins of the Lost Colony. Each of our launch shells is really an archetype of gameplay. So if you want to play like a frontline tank, if you want to play a rat character that wants to sneak around, if you want to find those rats, we have a shell for you.
The idea there is like, have a broad spectrum that everyone can kind of find a little bit of a home to, and then we're gonna build on top of that.
Cores and implants mold the kit into a playstyle that you want.
So examples of those are like, on Thief, I get a second grapple. On Destroyer, I pull out my Riot Barricade, and as it takes damage, it's actually converting that damage into shield back to me.
And these can be used in combination with each other to shift the gameplay style of your runner kit.
At any point you feel like you don't want to risk anything, or maybe you're down on your luck and you want the opportunity to get back, Rook's your guy.
Rook is a prototype runner shell.
It's a mode where we make it easy for you to just kind of drop into a match that's in progress and run about and try to scavenge as much as possible.
You are going in solo to a run that's already in progress. You don't have a team, you have a very limited loadout, but you're not risking anything. This lets you kind of get in, grab a little bit of loot, and then bail.
So when you get like a really powerful gun or implant or core, it is unlocking some new space or new challenge that you've never done before, and the loot is helping you reach greater heights.
Okay, I mean, yeah, they definitely made this game more deeper, and it's better than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, I don't know about, getting into it, but I'm pretty sure there's people that were probably looking forward to this game to be good that are definitely going to like the improvements that have been shown here. Like I said, visual fidelity, personality of the maps, interaction with the maps, the unique aspect of them, different ways to approach the game, definitely having some strategy to it. And it just doesn't look boring. It looks like it could definitely be a solid to good game. I want to see some comments out here saying the soundtrack's dope. Yeah, the soundtrack is pretty good too. I like that. The art direction is definitely improved. Um, yeah, it looks like people are liking what they see. Let's see what they have to say right here real quick. This is definitely going to be a long one because there's a lot to get in here. I like the enemy
Faction
design.
agents are such a big vehicle for tone and narrative for the world.
Sound.
Each faction has their own motivations, their own desires, the things they're going to ask you to do.
We've got Traxxas. They're the most powerful corporation in human history. They have very long arms and very deep pockets to kind of get what they want.
So they might ask you to go and find specific weapons or mods.
Congratulations, runner. Your last performance evaluation was rated on track.
If you're a PvP player, one of the factions is called Arachne. They're essentially a death cult. What that translates to is that they're asking you to go and kill other runners.
The sacred thermodynamics of violence.
Mida is all about destruction. They are going to give you grenades, they're going to give you claymores, they're going to let you blow the place up.
And they are irreverent and dangerous. They might ask you to upload this malware into a UESC dropship, and as it leaves, it explodes and careens off into the distance.
We have big plans. Explosive, visionary.
Each of our factions has an up.
That's actually very unique because you're choosing a faction based off of the way you want to interact with the map, and it gives your equipment and loadout a different type of personality rather than just, I just want this faction and it looks like this. That's pretty cool. They're actually being innovative with that.
Upgrade tree that you unlock progressively as you gain reputation with them.
And along the way, you're going to unlock these capstones that are these special upgrades. When you unlock that final capstone, you're gaining access to the best stuff in the market. You're getting gold items.
In addition, these faction upgrades can increase your runner's base stats, and those base stat upgrades are permanent for the rest of the season.
Access denied.
Darius, you know me. Did you miss your last round of maintenance?
Don't search. Don't dig. Don't question.
Darius?
Access denied. Access
Hey, it's
denied.
okay. It's just me.
You're not alone.
The Codex is a suite of achievements, collectibles, audio logs, things that you're finding in Run that we're going to track for you over time. The more you find these items, the more story you're unlocking about them and what their role is in the world, why they're here, who cared about them, why they're as valuable as they are.
I'm repeating myself with these entries, but any fears inherent in the scope of this endeavor seem unfounded.
Okay, I think the rest of this is basically talking about just ending it. Okay, so yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this. We still got till March till this game comes out. Who knows if they may delay it 1 month or not, but I don't think so. Sony has a heavy entry coming into next year. Oh, man, automatically with Neo, with Sorrows, and Marathon, along with some other stuff. So yeah, not too bad, Sony. We're gonna see what happens. Look like their publishing is gonna be strong. As you know, Wolverine's coming out next year too, and they're getting a lot of other games from Microsoft as well on PlayStation. And they're obviously gonna have some more games to show as well that we haven't seen yet. I think I may have missed one or two, but all in all, it's looking like they're picking up towards the end of this year, being pro-consumer with those prices and sales and all that, and then coming a lot stronger. All right, y'all, peace out. We're going to see what happens with Marathon. Bungie, you got to survive. Later.